At the last glitch, a shadow is looking at a lady and the picture of her was hanging on the wall. Once all the glitches are collected, the hidden ending is revealed. Seeing that the girl got out of the TV after becoming 6, we can assume that the glitch caused 6 to appear. The glitch is 6's personal memory and follows the representative principle. You can see more explanations on this idea later in this video. The days as a normal person remain a good memory of 6's life. The days as distorted and abused remain a bad memory of her life. I recommend you watch the first video in this series before this one. The explanation in this video is different from the previous ones. There will be a big plot twist in this interpretation. Can you guess what it is? I woke up from a nightmare again. I'm lost. I'm wandering around again, trying to find something I don't even know in this crazy world. I met a girl who was preoccupied with the music box. I suddenly found myself holding out my hand. However, she ran away and I was shocked by this. I felt like I had to follow her, so I ran hard after her. And then she opened her mind to me a little bit. She and I went out of the cabin and ran into a serial killer. We could not do anything but run away. We had to go through hazardous situations together. Throughout all of this, we began to trust each other and have feelings for one another. And we were relying on each other, holding hands. Because of this, we were able to kill the serial killer. Soon after, I took her to the place I used to live. We also kind of started being interested in each other and sharing each other's stories. I named the girl Brera. She told me that she is a dangerous person who has a devil inside, and that was why she first ran away when I was approaching her. However, there was no place to hide anymore. She lost her parents when she was really young. After that, she became hardened to death. Whenever she was abused in a foster home, she would lock herself in the bathroom and cry. She longed for freedom, looking at the deers running outside. TV was her only shelter that comforted her from the painful realities full of hunger and abuse. Longing for freedom was her only reason for living. While listening to her story, I got a signal. My name is Mono. Even though I'm a small channel, I'm fighting against the signal tower. The signal tower spoke to me. I know you're with the devil girl. Let me take care of her. The girl was adamantly against it. Was it because of her trust in me that she gained from the experience running away from the serial killer? Anyway, Breda wanted me to stay. And then she kept telling me her stories. Breda told me how she had a devil inside of her and how sex is taking over her life. Her next story was about her school days. Her life started getting more miserable when some kids broke her bike. She had to go through her own secret path to avoid the bullying kids. She just wanted to graduate as fast as possible. The school life was literally hell. Small, weak Breda was an easy target for the kids. The teacher focused her punishment on Breda. She was not helpful. She was a terror to Breda. Breda tried to avoid the violent, bullying kids by hiding in a cabinet. She was trying to overcome the harsh situation, imagining the world from the TV after graduation. She was too weak and young though. Because of the abuse and violence, both in her house and at school, she thought about committing suicide more than 100 times as an escape from life. One day, an awful incident happened to her at a restaurant. Bretta, always hungry because of the abuse, was lured by food. The restaurant was hell for her, not a safe place. She tried really hard to get along with her bullies, but it turned out to be all for nothing. Nobody would help her. One day, Bretta was being bullied as always, and she ended up letting Six take control. And on the same day, she committed her first murder. However, she felt no sense of guilt or fear. This was the right thing to do. So she ran away from the school and moved toward the world of TV that she always dreamt about. However, the dream world was not as she expected. She had to face cold, harsh realities. She had no one to rely on. She was wandering, and then she found the first thing she could call her own. It was a yellow raincoat. She felt like it would protect her from the hardships of this world. She felt like it would protect her from the cold and people's stares. However, her misfortunes were more than that. The world was a really dark place for her. A place where a young girl like Bretta cannot survive. She was kidnapped as soon as she stepped into the world. She was taken to a hospital that extracted homeless people's organs and transplanted them to other people. Suddenly, a signal was coming through to me. It said that the devil girl is not someone I can deal with and demanded me to hand her over to them. The signal tower, mass media, governs this world. The media distorts the truth of the world. The signal tower is powerful. However, Bretta still resists them. She stepped backward and looked at me. She said I'm the only one she can trust. She kept telling her story of becoming Six. She told me about being a young girl that liked dolls, not one totally governed by the devil inside. After being abused and trafficked, Six was slowly taking over. Whenever the devil inside her took over, she became very violent. Rather than waiting to die, she ended up digging through the ground with a spoon, Shawshank Redemption style, and escaped from there. In the middle of escaping, she realized that her dearest friend had already been taken for harvesting. The director of the hospital did that, and then she decided to make a deal with the devil inside her. Bretta killed the hospital director, luring him to the incinerator in the basement. This murder was her first taste of happiness in this cold world. She was becoming a true devil. Listening to this story, I hugged her tight without her saying a word. She was so disillusioned, living alone in the dark basement. Whenever Six came out, Bretta couldn't resist her. She killed crows and rats to satisfy the bloodthirst. She hasn't been able to resist the devil inside her. She feels overwhelmed by the devil. I couldn't say a word. I know she did evil things, but I couldn't truly blame her. My heart ached for her, but I couldn't do anything for her. But I try to understand her pain in the past. It was not your fault. Not at all. You are just trying to survive in terrible situations. I just want to hug you. Who would blame you for what happened? I try to console her. I cried with her while holding hands. I swore I would never let go of her hands. However, I almost got her killed. What can I do for her? A person like me, hiding behind a mask, cannot do anything for someone else. Am I really helping her or leading her towards death? I was afraid. I wasn't sure about myself. Just at that moment, the big media contacted me again. Thin Man said, "You could have helped her if you and I were together. However, you don't have power anymore. You are weak, Mono. You cannot help her. Hand her over to me, and then I, a powerful being, will help her." It was true. I almost killed her. I'm just in hiding behind a mask. I'm not capable of protecting her. Thin Man was right. It would have been different if I was with him. However, I have no power anymore. All I have is Mono now. I opened my mind and approached him, agreeing with what he said to me. However, Bretta still refused Thin Man. She asked me to stay with her and not give her to Thin Man. She begged for me to run away with her. I was hesitated. What should I do? Just then, she started running away alone. I decided then to run away with her. We tried to run away. However, Thin Man kidnapped Bretta. I realized something, seeing her shadow. I was fooled by Thin Man again. Thin Man would not help her. Taking advantage of his power as a big media, he would let her relive her trauma again. I ran to rescue her. I followed Thin Man right away, but I couldn't find them. They disappeared. I went through all the channels and asked help to find Bretta, but I couldn't find her. The world came under the sway of the signal tower. Bretta was also taken over by the signal tower, becoming a gluttonous devil. I was so heartbroken. I just kept embracing her in my imagination. I felt like going crazy. I couldn't breathe. I wanted to get out of this nightmare. I ran and ran again to find her. Finally, I found Bretta. She was reduced to entertainment. The media was harming her, who had already suffered from abuse in the past. She tried to come to me, but it didn't work. We had to run away from Thin Man, who began chasing me. It was a thrilling chase. I took the subway and hid underground. The figure of Bretta at 6 seemed to hover before my eyes. I felt like I was going crazy. I was nearly driven mad by anger. I vowed to never let Thin Man do that to her again. This place used to be less corrupted. We made it like this. This place used to be pretty and good like other places. However, we didn't leave the beautiful place like that because there was no place for people like us. We started to change the world in a bad way. We attracted people with stimulating and sensual videos and aired news in using provocative language. Doing so boosted ratings. Greta was just one of the many victims of the brutality of broadcasting. The media encouraged people to desire greater stimulation by showing them more evocative stories. They kept people from seeing the truth behind provocative stories. People were getting more reliant on TV, the idiot box. The idiot box distorted the truth in the world. By doing so, we ended up succeeding. We were celebrating our success. We had vast influence in the world. However, I was uncomfortable. Nobody was interested in important social issues like child abuse. People were just busy blaming others rather than trying to solve the problems in the world. They were not interested in people. They just wanted more sensational stories. They were not interested in the people who were in trouble. I am mono. My arrogance made the world sick. I'm ashamed that I contributed to making the corrupted media the signal tower. I felt so guilty that I had to hide myself behind the mask. I tried to correct my mistakes. I tried to fix the world. However, the world didn't want me to do that. They hated me trying to solve the problems. So I had to hide behind the mask again. However, I have decided not to hide behind the mask anymore. I will fight for Bretta, no matter what it takes. I cried out, "Hey thin man, don't you remember who I am? I am Mono, Channel Mono. I'm the one of the substantial contributors of the signal tower." I defeated the man by running my own program and writing the world. With Thin Man gone, there's one thing left to do. I must stop Bretta from becoming a devil 6. I opened the door to her mind and followed the voice. I could see the devil 6 was severely damaged from media attacks. 6 was trapped in a music box, but also protecting it where Bretta and I first met. She was a devil, but still remembered that I was the one who understood her pain. I fought to break the music box where Six's spirit was possessed, hoping to save Bretta. Bretta and I reached each other. The music box was collapsing, so we ran toward the exit. At the last moment, she released my hand. I was alone, so here I sit in the chairman's seat at the signal tower. I made the world beautiful again. As I get old, I keep asking myself the same questions again and again. Why did she release my hand? She knew I tried to help her, to save her. Why did she betray me? I have never stopped asking that question, yet I can't come up with an answer. I was slowly forgetting her. One day, an idea struck me, and then I realized I killed Bretta. I closed my mind. The world was getting worse because now 6 is released. I killed Bretta. This game raises the alarm about the world. 6, seen as a monster by media, is actually a poor girl. The media made her a monster. However, Bretta was still remembering good times with Mono and recovering from her abuse in the past. She tried to resist becoming the monster by confining 6 in the music box. The fact that she didn't react to Mono when he attacked her proves this. She responded only when Mono called her. However, finally attacked Mono when Mono destroyed the music box and tried to rescue. So we killed the girl who was resisting the devil with our prejudice. She released my hand because she was not Bretta but 6. What do you think of my explanation? I was really shocked at first that I was the one who killed the girl. I know a lot of you guys asked me to share my explanation on the first chapter. Let me do that once I finish the second one. And please leave a comment if you have any storytelling games to be explained. I could definitely try them. Also, you're always welcome to leave your thoughts or ideas on my video or the game. I will try to respond to them all. Have a good day. Bye.